Can Arsenal win their remaining Premier League fixtures? How is everyone feeling? And I'm talking to the Arsenal fans right now because I've heard enough from the rival fans on how they're feeling and everything they're saying on social media. And yes, I understand the banter is warranted because it's come to that time of the year again, heartbreak anniversary. But at this point, technically, it's not over yet, although mentally, it does feel like it is. Arsenal are back in Premier League action at the Emirates Stadium against Newcastle. It is always a tough fixture, but it's crunch time, and the boys know exactly what it means. If they've seen everything that we've seen on social media and have people in their ears letting them know that you cannot disappoint yourselves and the fans, you have to do everything to win not only that game, but every game remaining. And speaking to the fans, we need to put away this, oh, if we win the next two games, we'll be 6 points clear. Stop this points clear business because Man City have had a game in hand practically the whole season, and it will happen again because they are not competing in the Premier League this weekend due to their FA Cup game against Southampton, which, yeah, would have been us basically. Touching on the previous game last week against Manchester City, where it felt like it all came down, all came crumbling down. It was a very good game, and I must admit, as I said in my match review, that Arsenal played well enough. It's just that the better team came out on top. We had our chances. The post, Gabriel hitting the post, Eze hitting the post, Havertz and Odegaard being through and goal. There was chances, but unfortunately, we didn't collect the 3 points. Now, for these remaining games, those chances need to convert into goals, and that's been our biggest issue in the last 5 to 6 fixtures. It's going to be a tough game mentally for both teams. Newcastle are not up to their recent standard. They slipped down to 14th in the Premier League. And there's a number of key figureheads in their team that have openly said or been rumoured to be leaving at the end of the season looking for a bigger and better challenge, supposedly. Now, with that being said, this could either go one or two ways. If you've already mentally checked out of your team, you may not perform to your best standard, and Arsenal could walk away with an easy 3 points. Or if you're looking for that summer transfer move to a bigger, better opportunity, then you're going to put on your best performance. So Saturday's game is going to be extremely tough for both teams. Players individually in Newcastle have a point to prove to themselves. There's nothing that they can compete for at this point in the season. It's all for individual plaudits. But Arsenal, I think I'm going to say this every single game. Everybody's watching you. Everybody is watching you. And majority of those people are waiting for you to slip up again. Please do not do that. As it stands for both teams, but I'll focus on Arsenal for this video, there are a number of players out for injury. Now, I'll touch on both teams. As we know, for Arsenal, Saka is still not available to play. So I believe Noni Madueke will start again. No Yuri and Timber still, no Calafiori. These are key players for Arsenal's strength of Arsenal, especially attacking football. Saka has been missed greatly. And I know before the injury, there was a lot of and a lot of people, conflicting on whether he's performing to his best. And no, he wasn't performing to his best, but he was still providing a decent enough impact for Arsenal. And from what I remember, the players that are not available for Newcastle, like your Tino Livramentos, your Anthony Gordons, and Fabian Schär, there's probably more, but those are the ones I remember from the top of my head. Look, I'm going to keep this match preview short and sweet because there's not much that I can say that I haven't said already in the previous match previews, such as against Bournemouth and against Man City. It's a must-win game. No matter what 11 Arteta puts out there, every single player needs to play like they've never played for this badge before. They need to play like their career depends on this result. Because I'll say this, I feel sorry for every player out there because they deserve, and I'm not just saying this as an Arsenal fan, they deserve to win something this season. The last couple of years, even the new players that have joined this season in the summer, they've put in so much work. They've had so many good results and good performances throughout the course of the season that they deserve to walk away with something. And it's looking more and more unlikely that they will. And it's so unfortunate. That is the ups and downs of football, but they deserve something. So when I look at certain players, especially the players that have been here slightly longer, so like your William Salibas, for example, a player like that has been such a joy to watch, such a clean, calm, confident defender, a player that majority of, if not all, the Arsenal fans love. He's a loved player, right? You look at what he's achieved with Arsenal, and unfortunately, it's been nothing. And then he walks into his national team dressing room. That France squad is full of winners. Now, this is where my concern lies. It lies in many places because ultimately, I want to see Arsenal win things. But when you have players of this caliber that are very good standard players, very to yeah, solid, excellent players, and they go to their national dressing room, no matter how they feel, no matter what relationship they have with their teammates, deep down you must look around and think everyone here is a winner. Mbappe, Elise, Shirky now, yeah? Dembele. The list goes on. Chouameni, Camavinga, like all of these young men have won something recently. Big things, whether it's Champions League, whether it's their league title, they've won things. And you've got this absolute warrior of a defender for Arsenal that hasn't got any accolades to his name. Now, the concern for me is it gets to a point, he's done everything he can. And I'm just singling him out, but there's players that you can also pick out in this squad. They've done everything they can, but it gets to a point when you haven't won anything yet, you're gonna start looking elsewhere. Depending on your character, depending you could love Arsenal. Yes, he's a boyhood Arsenal fan. Arsenal could be everything you desired, everything you dreamed of playing for. But there's also, as a child growing up, dreaming of being a professional footballer, you dream of winning things, and Arsenal are not winning. Now, that is a problem. Forget all the banter, forget everything you see online. This is serious. This is a serious problem. Us not winning again. I know I don't want to be negative, but come on, it's very tight now. The gap's been closed. Yeah, it's a serious conversation. Arsenal, if they don't win the league again, yes, it's heartbreak, absolute turmoil for the fans. But think about those players. We could lose players. So not only are we losing another title, the play, and I wouldn't blame them. I'd be so heartbroken, so upset, but I would understand it from a personal perspective for their career journey. So listen, I'm rambling. It's got nothing to do with the Arsenal Newcastle game. I just need to see a win for so many reasons. But the ultimate reason is that Arsenal need to win silverware. And the only two competitions that we're left in is the Premier League and the Champions League. Two of the toughest competitions to win. We haven't won the Premier League, as you know, in 22 years, and we've never won a Champions League. So to ask of this now from this Arsenal squad that I just seem to be depleting, and, you know, we're not on an uprise trajectory right now. So it's a lot to ask for. It is a lot to ask for right now, but I need you to do it. There's only a few games left. Give it your all. I know it's a World Cup summer, but please give it your all, because I've got nothing left. I want to make this a very serious, analytical match preview, but this is emotional now. I sat down and I had all my notes planned, but this is serious. This is emotional. I'm going to the game tomorrow with my two boys, and I need nothing more than 3 points. To be fair, I mean, 3 points is the bare minimum I want. But if we can extend that goal scored, amazing. Newcastle are never an easy game, and they're always a tough team, home and away. But there's been times we've beaten them 5-0. Don't forget those results. So let's try and go out there and do that again. 5-0 preferably. I'm definitely being delusional, asking for a lot. All right, let's get through predicted starting lineups. I think it's pretty clear on who the starting lineup will be. Not much different to what we saw against Manchester City. So David Raya in goal. I believe it'll be a back line of Hincapié, Gabriel Saliba, and Mascara. Yeah. Midfield of Odegaard, Eze, and Rice. And then we'll probably see Noni. Oh, actually, let me think this through. I think it won't be much different. Well, I have no idea, because I didn't expect Havertz Gyökeres to come on the 86th minute against Manchester City. So I have no idea what Arteta will do against Newcastle. I was going to say a similar lineup against Manchester City, but will Gyökeres come back into the starting lineup? I assume so, but I have no idea what to think anymore. I have no idea. All right, so let's say, like I said, Raya, Hincapié, Gabriel Saliba, Mascara, Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, probably. Eze on the left. This would be good. Eze on the left, Gyökeres up front, Noni on the right. Because I feel like Havertz, when I have seen Havertz and Gyökeres play together, Havertz knows how to assist. Havertz knows how to pass the ball to Gyökeres. So I don't know. I don't even know at this point anymore. Whoever plays in that starting 11, just get the 3 points and some goals. Let's get through some key stats for this fixture. So Newcastle's last 5 results have been loss, win. So they've had 4 losses. I don't know why I read it like that. They've had 4 losses and 1 win in their last 5 games. One of those losses were in the UEFA Champions League. Let's not forget Newcastle in the Champions League. Yes, the result against Barcelona was, let's not even talk about it. But if they can concede 7 goals against Barcelona, why can Arsenal not score 5 or more against them? Hmm? Why not? Arsenal's last 5 results have been loss, draw, loss, win, loss. Just to remind you, the loss against Manchester City, draw against Sporting, loss against Bournemouth, win against Sporting, and loss against Southampton in the FA Cup. Now, both teams, if you look at that, are not in great form. That is not great form. So, like I say, I have no idea how to predict this game. But if I'm going to be hopeful, I'm going to predict 4-0 Arsenal because that's what I would like to see, 4 or 5-0. But if you want me to give you an honest prediction, I cannot give you one. I have no idea what's going to happen on the day. Our form has been, dare I say it, horrible. It's been horrible. But so has Newcastle's. So maybe this is the wake up call. Maybe everything that's happened in the last couple of weeks is prepared them to wake up for these last few games and start firing goals. Let's not walk it into the goal. Let's start taking shots from outside the box. Let's just score. Let's just win. Last few Premier League games against Newcastle, we had a 2-1 win away, a 3-2 win at home, and a 1-0 win at home. So as I said, it has been tough fixtures in previous seasons. We had the 0-0s. Remember that game? Remember the game? I don't know why I'm bringing up these bad memories, but St James's Park where the ball looked like it went off the pitch, but then they scored and put it back on. No, don't remember. Never mind. But yeah, we've had some okay results in recent fixtures, but it's always been a tight game. 2-1, that's a tight result. 3-2, that's a tight result. 1-0, that's a tight result. I'd be happy with those, but I'd be happier with more goals scored and less goals conceded. But anyway, let's see what happens. I've rambled on enough. Let me know your thoughts. How are you feeling? Most importantly, what are your actual thoughts before this game? How are you feeling going into this fixture? Are you still hopeful? And I've seen online, the broadcasters and other publications saying, a draw is enough. A draw is just enough for Arsenal to get back on top of the table. That's not the point. If we draw, cool, we're on top of the table by 1 point or whatever it is, like for a couple of days until Man City play in the Premier League. And a draw is not enough. We know, and yes, they haven't been the same Man City they've been in the last couple of seasons, but we know what title running Man City is like under Pep Guardiola. Now that they're back in it and the gap's completely closed and it's gone down to goals for, they're gonna switch up the gears. So how are you feeling? How are you feeling personally? Forget what everyone else saying. I want to know what you're feeling and what are your predictions for this game? Are you feeling hopeful that the title race is still on? Because it actually is still on. But how are you feeling in terms of Arsenal actually winning the Premier League title? Will this be the season or will we have to wait another year? Let me know your thoughts and I'll see you after the game.